Whenever we put a pattern on a board, it comes in with a default 1/4 inch feather. Now, a feather is essentially a way of ramping the board material into the pattern, and it's kind of more like the way that you would actually carve something by hand into a board. Now, the feather dimensions can be controlled by selecting the feather icon in the optimization section of the carving tab. We click on that, we get a pull down. We can select from preset feathers or even enter in a custom dimension up to 1 inch. Now, next to the feather selection up here, we have another icon. If I hover over this, you'll see this is floor feather. You can kind of see the feather icon is pointing towards the bottom of the pattern. What this function does when it's highlighted, it makes sure that the feathers starting uniformly at the same depth, essentially the base of the pattern around the border. Now, if I unselect that on a pattern like this, where we actually have varying depths, you'll see that the feather over here is much shallower than it is here. Really a desirable effect aesthetically. But let me delete this and put another pattern down and show you where you would want to remove that and how to recognize what's going on. I'm going to set this pattern to a shallower depth. I'm going to invert it, and I'm actually going to take the feather and turn it to none. I want to make just a little dish out here. Now note that we have a border all the way around this pattern where it is forcing the edge of the pattern to the depth of the pattern. In this case, that is not what we want. If I unselect floor feather, that will eliminate it and we get a nice dish, very clean output. Now, there is one other thing with feathers, and this applies to extrudes, carved regions, surfaces, and that is if I apply a feather to these, I can actually make the feather go on the inside, as you see here, or I can move the feather to the outside. Now, this icon will only be highlighted when it is one of the functions where this is possible, and that is the feather function.